Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and the blessing of Allah be upon you all. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. All peace and blessing of Allah be upon Prophet Mohammed, his family, and all prophets of God. May the mercy of Allah be upon all of them. Dear brothers and sisters, first of all, I am grateful to the Onyx Link Foundation for giving me this opportunity to address you today in this important conference on faith and citizenship, which is highly relevant to the state of this country and the world today. My sincere prayers for the souls of the victims of the terror attack in New Zealand, in Sri Lanka, and all over the world. And my deepest condolences are for their relatives, families, and loved ones. I hope that your blessed contributions today and your efforts in the coming days may succeed in bringing hope and peace to the innocent families and societies who suffered from terror, violence, random shooting, and knife crime in this country and beyond. This topic has dominated my paper today. The central sense of citizenship as peaceful coexistence has already been central to the purpose of creation. Allow me to explore this in a couple of questions. First, what is the place of human in the sight of God? Prophet Mohammed, peace be upon him, uses the term children to describe God's relationship with people. As he, peace be upon him, said in his talk, as he said, all people are the children of God. And the most beloved to him is the most beneficial to them. He, glory be to him, has created people out of love and extended his kindness and love and mercy to all of them, regardless of faith. As he said in the Quran, indeed, God is kind and merciful to all people. He favored them with unconditional dignity, honor, shelter, and good sustenance. Therefore, God has given a personal message to every human being to preserve their lives, their God-given dignity and honor. God has ingrained this message in the internal disposition of the person. As God said in the Quran, أَفَغَيْرَ الدِّينِ اللَّهِ يَبْغُونَ وَلَهُ أَسْلَمَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ طَوْعًا وَكَرْهًا وَإِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُونَ, which means in English roughly translation, do they seek other than the religion of Allah, while all creatures in the heavens and in the earth have accepted Islam. And Islam here means submission to God, submission to his will, willing or unwilling. And to him shall they all brought back. Therefore, from this perspective, all people are Muslims. Why then God has sent prophets and messengers to people? It is not about reward and punishment or heaven and hell. The answer in the Holy Quran is to guide them and remind them with their personal message to protect their lives and attain safety and happiness by appreciating and preserving their God-given dignity and honor. He, glory be to him, intended for them all the goodness. Therefore, his guidance covers the best, peaceful, and beneficial ways of living and interaction with people and nature. That's to say, peaceful coexistence. Islam is the religion of all prophets. For Allah, God, who said in the Holy Quran, indeed the religion to God is Islam, which means inna ad-dina inda Allah al-Islam, meaning that all religions delivered by messengers, peace be upon them all, convey one message of morality and good conduct. And this is Islam that embraces all people. Therefore, brothers and sisters, the term Islam is not confined to the saying or the final message, nor the word Muslim is confined to the followers. It is time for Muslims who followed Prophet Mohammed, peace be upon him, to acknowledge that this message is not unprecedented, which embraces all the calls for morality and peaceful coexistence until the end of the time. The concept of citizenship in Islam, from Muslim perspective, citizenship may be defined as the belonging of someone to society upon a social contract or covenant that ensures peaceful coexistence of all members of the society and clarifies their rights and duties in sharing the land that provides the means of living to them. Citizenship is the civic sense of Islam. Religion, or deen in Arabic, is good interaction out of love and upon moral responsibilities, principles with humans. All creations and nature, that's to say, the code of duties and interactions of people in relation to their place and time. In this sense, worship or religiousness is achieving morality in characters and excellence in conduct with human and nature. Collaboration of all people in forming and maintaining such a virtuous society is also a religious requirement. God said in the Quran, help one another in furthering good relationship, interactions, and good consciousness, God consciousness, and do not help one another in furthering evil and enmity. That means وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. I will repeat this verse again. Help one another in furthering good relations, interactions, and good consciousness, and do not help one another in furthering evil and enmity. Now, let's talk about prophetic practice of citizenship. The highest authority and reference in Islam is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, through the Holy Quran that he lived upon and clearly delivered it by example to people. So Prophet Muhammad was example of acting as a citizenship. From his teaching of the Prophet is that preservation of a human's freedom, safety, and dignity is personal message from God to every human being to observe and abide by. And this is the kind of jihad or striving in the sake of Allah, in the cause of Allah. At any point in time, if a person's dignity, rights, or freedom is violated in their homeland, they have to migrate to another land where they can find God-given dignity, appreciation, and preserve it. This was the reason of the first migration of Prophet's followers to Abyssinia, under seeking refuge in the Christian kingdom of Aksum or An-Najashi. After that, his immigration with them from Mecca to Medina. These two migrations have illustrated clearly the meaning of the term jihad, or striving in the cause of Allah. As for those who migrated to safe land, their religious duty is too loyal to it, respect the law and social norms therein, and participate fully in the civic responsibilities. After the migration of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to Medina, he established his first community as an example for humanity. It was established upon a covenant or dhimma of respect, quality, freedom of faith, and peaceful coexistence between his followers and all other tribes and ethnicities with whom they lived and interacted, regardless of faith differences. This was the first society constituted upon equality in belonging, civil rights, freedom of faith, and peaceful coexistence. At the moment, the Prophet, peace be upon him, declared his belonging to that community, saying to his followers, whomsoever oppresses, regrets, abuses, or defrauds a dhimmi. Dhimmi means the one who accepted my covenant. That's to say, a peaceful citizen. So the one who oppresses the citizen, degrades or abuses or defrauds them, I shall be his opponent on the day of judgment. He, peace be upon him, was loyal to that community throughout his life and up to now. His shrine in Medina testifies to his words. I mean, when he died, he was buried in Medina. He was not buried in his homeland, Mecca, and his grave is still in Medina till now. However, when oppression ends, there should be no migration from the cause of Allah, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, said in his hadith, told people of Mecca, after removing their unjust rulers from power, he said there should be no immigration after liberation. Freedom. The concept of freedom in Islam is expressed in the verse in the Quran, there should be no compulsion in deen, la ikraha fi din, which is faith and interactions. In this sense, no one shall be harmed or offended. Moral principles bring about positive intentions and lead to beneficial interaction with one another and with nature. Therefore, brothers and sisters, freedom is bound by the morality, which is avoidance of harm, that paves the way to maintaining peaceful coexistence with people and the balance of nature. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, there should be neither harming of anyone nor reciprocating harm. I will repeat the hadith again. There should be neither harming of anyone nor reciprocating harm. Let's talk about democracy in Islam. Islam is a religion. It is neither a type of state nor a political doctrine. What matters to Islam is morality and good conduct in all interactions between people, social, business, or political. Religious leadership of the prophets and messengers is not their personal choice or that of their people. Rather, it is a commission by God to deliver his message of morality and good conduct to people. Like all messengers, the obligation of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is one, which is to convey with clarity the message of God, who has directed him not to compel anyone to believe. La ikraha fi din. In contrast, political leadership, more or less, is established through human choice for managing people's affairs according to a constitution of a state that has distinct borders. The ordering of the government and civil rights within society is regulated by laws of the state. The acceptance of this system and abiding by the law are basic requirements of citizenship. However, in Islam, these are religious duties to be loyal to the sanctity of the country. Let's talk about good citizen. is indeed Muslim. Islam is the code for peaceful coexistence, is not an ideology or merely belief, rather a way of living. It's not actualized by performing rituals and acts of worship only, such as prayer and fasting, nor by cultures of Muslims, rather by achieving morality and good conduct. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, defined a Muslim as a person of peace, and from his tongue and hand, other people are safe. And he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, defined a mu'min is a person of faith, as the one whom people trust with their lives and possessions. In Islam, caring about the environment is a good deed. Also in Islam, preservation of animal and plant life is also a good deed in Islam. However, the sanctity or sacredness of human life is greater than of the holy Kaaba in Mecca. In Islam, saving the life of a person is as good as saving the life of all humanity. And taking the life of one person is as atrocious as taking the life of all human beings. Let's talk about equality. In Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has been sent to lead by example in perfecting moral character and virtuous conduct and treating people with dignity and respect regardless of faith, color, or race. He, peace be upon him, said and declared to his followers and all humanity, O people, there is no virtue for an Arab over a non-Arab, neither for a white over a black, nor for a black over a white, except by piety. Virtue is through piety, and the piety place is in the heart. Therefore, knowing the noblest and most virtuous is beyond people's judgment. Only God has such knowledge. Therefore, the right to judge is only to God. Thank you, and thanks for giving me this chance to talk today.